West Ham Fan TV, back once again with West Ham Fan TV Live. We're running 50 minutes late because I had a power cut in my house, I'm afraid. First of all, Ryan, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I felt a bit better than you, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Power cut.
Out in the rain.
Yeah, man's that, mate. Power cut.
Yeah,
just what you need on a Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, I think something got knocked out in the street somewhere. I don't know what it was. Listen, it's a massive bit of news coming out of the club today. And I'll be honest with you, I don't take no pride in this, mate, but I knew it was worse than what people were making it out to be when I see him on Saturday. Fabianski, of course, confirmed out for 2 to 3 months with a thigh injury. First of all, how much of a big loss will he be?
Oh, it's a massive loss, mate. I mean, we were there on Saturday and we see when he went down and yeah, you're right. You said it looked a lot worse than where it was. I mean, the good signs were he sort of hobbled off, but yeah, to lose him for 3 months. I mean, I was saying today that with the squad we've got at the moment, you'd rather. I know it's horrible to say, but I'd rather someone like Felipe Anderson got injured for 2 months than Fabianski. That's how important Fabianski is for us. Because I think with an outfield player, we've got enough good players to replace him. With the goalkeeper situation, I don't think we have. I'm concerned with Roberto. I know we've got to get behind him, of course, but I'm concerned with him. And then after that, you've got David Martin, who's, well, what do we know about him, really? He's not really had a chance. Even in pre-season, he hardly played. So it's worrying at the moment. It's a massive loss for the club, for the team.
It is hugely important, but we have to. I mean, Liverpool. If you look at Liverpool would have been thinking the same. The minute, 30th minute, first game of the season when, Everton goes down injured. A lot of people would have been fearing the worst. We know the bad side of Adrian. They would have been fearing the worst. You have to get behind these goalkeepers. Look, it's not. Yeah, the thing is with it, right? It is what it is at the end of the day. Fabianski's a fabulous goalkeeper. He's a fabulous player. He's a hammer of the year for a goalkeeper. That's almost unheard of. Back to the Ludo days, the Parks days, and things like that. But what didn't help him? I was at Bournemouth. What didn't help him is he came on the pitch on Saturday, and Peter, don't get me wrong. I was saying to you privately, "Oh God," do you know what I mean? This is not good. This is not good. But when he came onto the pitch on Saturday, his own fans were booing him. That ruins your confidence. It fucking and I'm not a believer that any West Ham player should be booed, especially someone who hasn't had a chance and has only just got it up. Yeah, all right, we know, against Oxford he weren't brilliant, but we've got to get behind him. He is what he is, and Liverpool would have been thinking exactly the same about Adrian. I remember my mate from Liverpool texted me as soon as Alisson went down injured. He said, oh my God, what are we going to do? I said, look, he's a good keeper. He'll just make a fuck up every now and then. That's the thing. He has fucked up every now and then, but he's kept consistency. His confidence has risen, and it's a blow, but. People forget he made a fabulous save to stop us from going 3-1 down, and then we went up the other end and scored. Get behind him, we might get a player out of him.
Yeah, I think what didn't help, and what was probably most with the booing on Saturday was he was in goal for the 4-0 loss at Oxford, and as we see from the highlights, he didn't dive really, did he? And I think it showed in the first 10, 15 minutes when he come on that the back four wasn't even confident with him, because he had a couple of. Where he booted it out and it went straight out of play and things like that. But you're right, we shouldn't be booing him. At the end of the day, he is our number one now. He's going to be our number one for the next probably 5 or 6 games, maybe even more. Losing Fabianski is massive, but if we want to give him a bit of confidence, let's get behind let's sing his name or whatever. Let's cheer for him, give him a bit of confidence, because as you said, he stopped us from going 3-1 down on Saturday, and we went straight up the other end and equalised. So that might have given him a bit of confidence. The more games he plays, the better he might be. I remember when Darren Randolph first signed for West Ham. Remember them European games he played? He was atrocious. He come good. He become a fan's favourite in the end. Adrian was the same when he first come in. So it happens. Goalkeeper is a tough position because you can make 12, 20 saves in a game, but you let one in at the end. That's all you're remembered for, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Let's see what some of the chat is saying. Hi lads, yes, says Paul Stevens. Yeah, you're right to be. He just needs some support, but he's got a graft to earn the respect too. No, absolutely, mate. But we've seen him in pre-season games and Carling Cup games or whatever it is, or whatever they call it now. Listen, he has got to earn the respect. And a big save on Saturday to stop us from going 3-1 down. I think he deserves a bit more respect than he's getting.
I think it was nice that Ryan Fredericks come out today and made a comment about him, saying that he's a likeable lad, he's a good goalkeeper. So if he can get the players behind him as well and the fans, look, it is what it is now. He's in goal. So God forbid if he gets injured, then we have to go down to obviously David Martin. So.
Well, this is what Michael Papa just said. Should Martin play instead of Roberto? Absolutely not.
No, I mean, listen, David Martin could turn out to be a really good goalkeeper. He hasn't been given a chance especially in pre-season. We didn't see much of him, but yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Neil Walker said Roberto did keep a clean sheet against Newport County, and that was our first clean sheet for the season. Ray Borum says he needs to command his box. He stayed back a lot. I would say that, yes, he does need to, but they'll be working with that in training. I'm sure they'll be working with him in training about that. And he's kicking. But that got better as the game went on. Lee Hobb shouldn't judge him in the cup as a defence was careless. As we see against Bournemouth, he can make some good saves. Just needs to get warmed up into the Premier League. Absolutely, Lee.
Yeah, let's sort of judge him when he's got Fredericks, Diop, Ogbonna and Creswell in front of him. Because as you said, it was a makeshift defence against Oxford the other week. It wasn't only Roberto's fault for that game. It was the whole starting 11 that let us down that night. So if he gets a bit of confidence, I'm sure Ogbonna, Diop, Fredericks and Creswell will be talking to him in training. They'll be working together. He'll be getting used to how Diop and Ogbonna play as centre-back. So, look, let's just get behind him. I can't stand all the booing. I had someone that say to me at half-time when I went down to get a drink at half-time saying, what are we going to do now, Roberto in goal? And it's all going to go to shit now. And I'm like, well, look, let's get behind him first. I don't like all this booing him. He hasn't done anything wrong.
It's hard to judge a keeper on one-off games. Give him a run of 5 games to set win. See how he does. Absolutely, Lewis. Darren Jenkins, we've got to be positive behind Roberto, but can't help but be worried. Our defence is still shaky, and Fab was the only one solid part of it. Hopefully, the team's confidence carries us through games. Well, this is the thing. The defence needs to step up. They've lost one. The brick wall behind them. Stop getting the shots off. I mean, you look at Saturday, and don't get me wrong, I thought Declan Rice was immense. But you look at the goal on Saturday, it came from defensive errors. It wasn't Roberto's fault, the goal in the second half, just not being awake, not being alert. And that's a bit of a disappointment because they've been absolutely flying of late. The defence and the goalkeeper keeping clean sheet. Let's see how much of it is the defence and not just Fabianski getting them out of jail every fucking week. Forever Brown Bubble says, even when Roberto doesn't start well, we'll have to keep cheering him on. We've got no choice.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, maybe when you look at it now, getting David Martin in, maybe we should have been giving Nathan Trott a chance because Nathan Trott would have been jumping at the chance of getting the first team now. So, but it is, as I said, it is what it is. It's Roberto who's going to be our number one now for the next few games.
Someone just said there, Ryan, what do you think of Jack Wilshere injured again? I've not heard the news he's injured again.
Yeah, no, he picked up a little injury at the end of the Bournemouth game. They think that he might miss out on Saturday, but it's nothing too serious. It was a knock just before the end of the game. I didn't see it, but I've read about it earlier. So he might not be in the squad for Crystal Palace, but I don't think it's a sort of lengthy injury. Fingers crossed.
What do you guys think of the performance on Saturday? That's the best display I can remember away from home in a long, long time. We looked awesome going forward. I thought it was a good game. There's a lot of positives to take out of the game. Absolutely, obviously a draw is one of them. against a well-organised team with Bournemouth. There's things I'd like to see us do a bit more, and that's like attack with a bit of intent. If you watched Leicester last night, they went for the jugular at times, and I thought Bournemouth was, although they was well organised, I think we had the players to carve them open. We don't seem to be on the same page all the time going forward. It seems like the ball gets into the final third, and a lot of people are just standing around watching the person run and thinking, right, what are you going to do with it? But saying that, the 2 layoffs for the goals were brilliant. I thought Haller, people saying he's quiet. People are going to think he's quiet because he's centre forward and he hasn't scored a goal. I thought his all-round play is excellent. I just want to see the likes of Anderson getting round him more, because I think he'll score lots of goals if he gets round him more. But great to see Yarmolenko's performance. We
ain't really spoke about the Bournemouth game, because obviously we didn't do a PMP for it. But yeah, I mean, I was happy with the performance. It's Bournemouth's a difficult place to go, and they're a good team. They're a well drilled team. Eddie Howe's got them playing good football. They got a goal scorer, and I thought a point overall was a fair result. As you said, Declan Rice was immense once again. I thought Yarmolenko, he gets better and better each game for me, and that finish for the first goal was world class for me. It's difficult because obviously we could have lost that game 3-1. We could have won that game. It's one of them. But no, we got a well-earned point that put us up to 3rd in the table at one point. So yeah, it's a great point. Any point away from home in the Premier League is good. And I can't remember. Was we saying the other day? I mean, someone might correct us, but Man United away last season was the last time we lost away from home in the league, which is West Ham. I remember when we only won like 2 or 3 away games a season.
Josh Brooks, why would the fans booing Roberto got to get behind, even if he isn't a great keeper? Compare him to a bit to Adrian, if I'm being honest, especially after his performance against Newport. I'm not sure.
I think this comes down to the Oxford game, why they was booing him, if I'm honest. I think that people were obviously... some of the goals he didn't even dive for. So, but I'm not saying it's his fault. His defence let him down. All the players let us down that night. But look, it's gone now. We can't do nothing about it. Let's just move on and then just get ready for Palace. It's a big game for Roberto this weekend.
Yarmolenko went close to getting a second goal too. Yeah, that was close. I told you that was close, didn't I, Ryan?
Yeah, no, it was a great strike. Declan Rice as well had a great strike. I think match of the day didn't really show much of our highlights. It was more Bournemouth. They made Bournemouth look like Barcelona at one point. See,
I've seen different a different take on it from Bournemouth fans today, saying that they reckon they've got a vendetta against them because they made them look like shit or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just every fan.
Maybe we were both shit.
Yeah, maybe. Frankie James, when we were 2-1 down, I had every confidence for the first time ever that we were representing Graz. I think I've read that out already.
Can I just say something on that? This is the difference this season with this team. Even when we go 1-0 down or something, I'm always confident that we are going to score. Every game I go into this season, whether even against Man City at home, I know we lost 5-0, but I'm confident that we are going to score goals. And that's the difference this season to the last few seasons, is that when you've got a player like Haller on the pitch, as you said, he ain't scored since Watford, but, he goes so much more. Look at that touch to bring it down to set up Yarmolenko for that first goal. Yeah, we've been missing someone like that for a long time. If that was Andy Carroll or something, he's trying to chest that down or header it in. Haller brings it down. The first thing he does, he looks for someone. Yarmolenko's there, cuts inside, bang, left foot. We was right behind that goal. We see it. You were celebrating before it even hit the back of the net.
Yeah, I knew it was in. You could just, you know what I mean? Like it was a fantastic right. I'll tell you what else you got to mention about the game as well. Anderson, although like I say every week, he didn't have the best of games, but he set another one up, and that was a great piece of vision to see Creswell coming in. It's a great header back.
Yeah, great vision and a great play from Creswell as well to be up there to have the chance. But yeah, Anderson, I thought had a good game on Saturday. I think he gets unfair criticism sometimes. As you said, he's assisted again. So he just needs to add goals to his game. You know, remember last year at London Stadium, he had a great game against Crystal Palace and scored a great goal. So let's hoping that just before this international break, he can get himself a goal on Saturday. And we always know that Lanzini likes playing against Crystal Palace. So I'm hoping that there'll be a few goals on Saturday and we can go into this international break now with a nice little win.
Lewis says, Heller's hold-up players about as good as it gets. He's like an Andy Carroll, a bit more speed, much more technique, and a better finish. He's playing up front on his own. His hold-up play is second to none. He can be a lone striker. He will bring other people into play. Do you think he's going to get a bit frustrated that he ain't going to get the service back, Ryan, at times?
I think all strikers will get frustrated if they're not scoring goals. That's what he's paid to do. That's what he's born to do. But I think he looks like, you see, he joins in the celebrations. He's not throwing strops. As I said, he wants to score goals. But I think as long as we're winning games, he's happy. And I mean, was it Mike on his fan cam said he looks like a poor man's John Carew? I mean, I was holding the camera.
I know Mike's in here. I think that's a ridiculous thing to say.
I was holding the camera and I felt like slapping him myself. I mean, for him to say that was... but look, that's his opinion. But what I've seen of Alea since he's signed for the club is he looks like the all-round perfect striker. And once he gets in a rhythm of scoring goals, he will get a few more goals. I'm confident he'll get 12 to 15 goals this season, but he'll also create a lot of goals, which is brilliant.
Marcus Archer-Melly says, shall we go all out attack now in order to compensate for our defence and shaky goalkeeper? No, I don't think so.
No, I mean, the defence have got to help him out as well. They've got to play confident as well. They don't want to knock it back to him and make him panic and kick the ball.
Gary Page says, Haller is the best striker we've ever had, and he ain't even got used to the Prem yet. I just hope we can keep him. What will he be worth by the end of the season? Best striker we've ever had. I'm not sure about that statement, Michael, but he is very.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say he's the best striker we've ever had, but I think he's the best striker we've had in a little while. Probably since Dean Ashton, really, for the way he plays. And if he can be half as good as Dean Ashton was for us, then he'll score loads of goals.
Lewis says, even a blind man would think Haller is better than Carew. Now, I understand what you're saying there, mate, but you know, you're thinking about the John Carew at West Ham. John Carew, before he came to West Ham, was a very, 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 very good player, a world-class player.
Oh, yeah, John Carew was a great player.
He was a world-class player.
Yeah, not going on his West Ham days, but yeah, John Carew was a great player. But no, look, Sebastian Haller, he's young. He looks like... Do you know what I like about him? He looks... this might come back to bite me, so touch wood. But he looks like he can take a tackle as well. I've seen a few challenges going on him, and he's sort of got up straight away. So he likes that side of the game as well, which is rare these days.
Yeah. There's loads of questions coming in. Do you think we're improving under Pellegrini? Says Jake Adams. Absolutely, Jake. I do.
I do as well.
Frankie James, Yeti hasn't had one Premier League start yet. Would you be interested to see how they would play together in the Prem with two up front? Yeti at the moment can't be impressing too much in training. It takes time, Frankie, to get used to the game. You know, it's.
I'll be honest, he hasn't impressed me in the 2 cup games that he's had.
No,
but you know, put him on the big stage in the Premier League. You never know. He could take to it. You know, he could take to it quick.
When Anderson gets his first goal, loads will follow. He's desperate to score now. Would you recall Trott if Fab injury is a long one? Now, that's a good question because I've been thinking about Nathan Trott for a long, long time over the last few days because I thought to myself, this goalkeeper, this young goalkeeper, is full of promise.
We can't recall him till January, though.
No, we can't recall him till January. But if he was still here, would you think he would be the one to come in? Because look, Nathan Trott is a very good goalkeeper, right? I remember Stephen Bywater, who turned out to be a decent goalkeeper for West Ham and a decent goalkeeper, career goalkeeper for, likes of Derby and things. I remember when he got chucked in for his first Premier League game, and you think fucking Roberto was bad. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember his debut. It was
Bradford.
It was Bradford 5-4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Look, as I said earlier in the show, if Nathan Trott was still here, then yeah, maybe he would have a chance of challenging Roberto to start the game. But a lot of people, he can play well for the under-23s. Believe me, it's a different game when you step into that Premier League because you've got so much pressure on you. You go from playing in front of a couple of hundred people to 60,000 people. It gets the better of you. It could really affect you. But look, as it stands, Roberto is our number one. Knowing our luck this week, he'll pick up an injury in training, and that'll just top the week off. But Fabianski is going to be a massive miss, mate. He's as I said, him missing is just like Anderson or Allaire missing for me. That's how important he is for the team.
I sent out a tweet earlier on, Ryan. I just want to talk about it. Let me get it up, just so we can get it up. About Bournemouth. What did you think about the ground on Saturday?
I like Bournemouth as a football club. I think they look after their fans well. I mean, as an away fan going there, we got there late, so we didn't have time to walk down to a pub, so we went straight to the ground. We parked right next to the away end for £1. You walk round, beers are like £3, £3.50 in the ground. Something to eat ain't that bad. You saying about the kids menu, you get hot dog, drink, and sweets for £2 or whatever it was. Yeah, look, it's a small stadium. It's 10,000 capacity or whatever it is, which is ridiculous in the Premier League. But it is what it is. I've never had a problem with their fans. I think they've got a great setup there. I'm a big, massive fan of Eddie Howe. I like Eddie Howe. It may be if Pellegrini was to leave once his contract's up or whatever, Eddie Howe would be a great manager to have at West Ham. I think he plays exciting football. And yeah, I just think Bournemouth as a football club are a nice club. Nice club. I enjoy going there when we can get tickets for it.
I like the. We'll talk about that in a minute. I like the fact that they they're a throwback club, aren't they? They've got like I was saying to a guy earlier, they've got like the vibe of a sort of a fourth division club, which of course they weren't that long ago. Too long ago, a fourth division club.
Well, it is. They're a community club. They're a community club that they're like a family club, in they like you can tell all the fans there. They're no trouble. Their fans, are they? They're not the ones. They're not these sort of fans that give you stick when you walk around the ground or when you're sitting there. Look, we all know fans have a bit of banter sometimes, but Bournemouth, I don't think are like that. And I've never seen them in a South Coast derby, so I can't judge them. But no, I think they're in
the right circumstances. All fans are like that, but they're respectful. As you said, they're a family club. They've got lots of children there, lots of die-hard supporters that was going there when 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when they were sitting there in the fourth division. I used to spend a lot of time in Bournemouth actually, 10, 11 years ago, and I remember. On match days when West Ham weren't playing, seeing the crowds walking past, very local club, and they look after their fans. But it just goes to show you, Ryan, that that clubs with these 60,000 capacities don't need to charge you out the arsehole to survive and prosper in the Premier League. £2.50 for a kid's meal, right? You see what and I had a burger there, mate. The burger was the best thing I've ever tasted.
Even like the prices of beer. I mean, it was good. It wasn't overpriced. As I said,
the most important thing, mate, is the children's meal, and it was a burger, crisps, a drink, and a little like chocolate bar or whatever it was for £2.50. For £2.50, and that's that. That's the things that make the difference. That's the things that make the difference to fans that go there. There's 10,000 people that go there. In reality, they should be charging a tenner for that.
Yeah, don't give them any ideas, mate, because they'll start doing popcorn next.
No. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I'll tell you what. It's just. I think clubs like Bournemouth show a lot of other people up to shame. Do you know what I mean? Like. Don't forget, right? Don't forget £2.50 for a kid's meal. Tottenham charge you a tenner to fucking hold your bag for you, and so do Man United.
Yeah, I know, and I've always, every time I've been lucky enough to get a ticket for Bournemouth, I've enjoyed going there. As you said, we've spent time in Bournemouth away from football, and we've had some good nights in the 80s there, and Aruba's on the seafront. It's a great town, and yeah. Good luck to him. I like Bournemouth, and as I said, I'm a big fan of Eddie Howe.
Well, I think they should. People should look at Bournemouth to show you haven't got to pull pants down. Talking about away tickets, Ryan. The whole thing's rumbling up again. There's an OSB meeting on Wednesday. The Wednesday coming. I've only just learned it myself. You can follow David Baker, who's the head of the OSB, who incidentally isn't going to be there apparently. There are again some rumblings about what we're going to do about season tickets. What do we do about away tickets?
Well, I said it today on my own personal Twitter account. I mean, Everton away started at 28 points. It sold out on 11. Well, it went down to 11 points, and now the 10% ballot comes in. They give us just under 3,000 Everton. When the Watford tickets went on sale, same points, sold out on 25. Chelsea will probably sell out on 25, 26. Bournemouth sold out on... Well, Bournemouth's a different case because you only get like 1,000 tickets or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, what do you do? Do you scrap the away season tickets? Do you scrap the priority points and just go back to old school, queue up? You're not going to do that. Do you just like first come, first serve? It's not. I don't think that's fair because people... I think the priority points thing started when we was in a championship. So sort of people have been building these points up for a long time now. So there's got to be something. There's got to be a fairer way. And I know you're going to say, because I see your tweet earlier, but I know you're going to say, which I think is a good idea. So I'll let you explain that.
Well, I believe priority points should not be scrapped.
No.
Priority points should not be scrapped. I do believe that people will have a chance to build up their points. You can go to, as I said, it's gone down to 12 points. Everton's going to go to General Sale. Everton will go at least a few tickets to General Sale. And that's a chance to build up your points. But where are all these people that are up in arms when it's Bournemouth, when it's Tottenham, and where are they? It's an early game on a Saturday in Liverpool.
Yeah. It's a difficult one, mate. Everyone wants...
I know you have to leave early, but I have to leave early. You have to leave early. People have to get there. There's no excuses. Where are they? These people that are all of a sudden outraged, why aren't they getting their wallets there? I've always said this about tickets at the London Stadium. Yeah, all these people that moan about the fucking waiting list, moan about the getting tickets and ballots and all that sort of thing. When we've got a cup game that costs £10 at the London Stadium. We ain't going to have a Capital One Cup game this season or whatever it is, whatever the cup's called. When we've got a cup game, there's 30,000, 40,000 people in the stadium. So where are they then? There's a chance to get your ticket. There's a chance to get your priority point. There's a chance to get yourself to the stadium if you can't get the tickets for the Arsenals, the Man Uniteds, the Chelseas, the Tottenhams. There's your chance to go and see West Ham play.
I'll be honest with you, mate.
I know that this is not a blanket statement, right? I know that there are people that, circumstances, can't allow them to go to every game. Circumstances can't allow people to attend the London Stadium every week and all that sort of stuff. I know that there are what do you call it, like differences. There are exceptional cases and all that. But a majority of the people that are moaning are the ones that want to go. I see a guy commenting on something earlier saying, "I'd like to take my son to the Emirates. I'd like to take my son to White Hart Lane, but I'd like to take my son to Stamford Bridge. We'll take him to Goodison Park, and you might get a chance to go to Stamford Bridge." This is the problem, and they need to stop. I heard that, I don't know whether this is true or not, right? But I'm pretty sure it was that they was giving double points for people going to home cup games.
Yeah, they are. They give you 2 points for cup tickets.
So they give you 2 points if you book your cup tickets, right?
I mean, we both said this on Saturday, mate. I mean, what did Bournemouth give us? 1,100 tickets. I'll be honest, mate. We've been to a lot of away games over the last few years, and there was a lot of new faces there on Saturday. So where are they getting their tickets from?
Yeah, who knows? This is the thing. But this is the problem. The club have to find a way to consult these fans, to consult the people that are there. Me and you go to more or less every away game, right? We miss one or two a season, if that. You get into a ground, and we've been going for so long now, that you recognise the people that are there week in, week out. You
Yeah.
recognise certain people that you see week in, week out. I know from memory at least 500 people that I could look at to the face and go, yeah, I know him. He's here every week. He's here every week, right? And as I said, I know people can't do this, and I can't. But there should be categories of games. London games should be different to London 3 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday should be different points to Everton on a Tuesday night. You should have bonus points for doing that sort of thing. People that, these people that want to build up their points, when the Newcastle game goes on general sale, if it does, because it's on a Monday night, if they want to buy tickets to the Newcastle game, but some other guy can't be bothered to go, then buy tickets and you get like 3 or 4, extra points on top of the ones you get because you've made the effort to travel up on a Monday night. Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing that they have to work out is a way to stop people from buying them and selling them. Because
it's like when you think about it, Newport in the Cup. If you went to Newport on a Wednesday night, you get 1 point, but if it had been at home, you'd have got 2 points.
Yeah,
so how does that work out? It's ridiculous.
It doesn't make any sense. Where you should be getting, I said it shouldn't be down to single points, so they got a bigger wiggle room. It should be like in hundreds of points. So, say for instance, if you get a London game, you get 100 priority points. If you go up north, you get an extra 100 priority points as a bonus. If it's in midweek, you get another 100 priority points as a bonus there. It should be all relative to where you're travelling in the country, when you're buying them. If you buy a ticket for, say, Everton, and you've got, 100 priority points, if that then goes to general sale, double the priority points for the people that have already pre-booked to go Everton.
Me personally, I mean, one thing that I would do is I'd scrap the 10% because I wouldn't scrap the 10%, but I'd scrap it for London derbies because I don't think it's right that people that don't go to any other away game can go into a ballot and have a chance of getting a ticket, and other people miss out that have been to all the northern games. It's like Bournemouth as well. I don't think they do. I don't think they've done the 10% for Bournemouth. I can't remember if they did, but for London derbies, I don't think they should because obviously London derbies are in high. People want them, high demand. So I just think if you scrap the 10% for London derbies, people the 10% then have a chance to get their points by applying for the games up north and things like that. I think that could be a good thing. The away season, go on.
Get bonus points for. Look, I'm not in. I'll be honest with you. I'm not in favour of scrapping the 10%. I will drop it to 5%, so less fans have to sort of like miss out, and give people a chance to build up points like that. But as I say, the big long ones that no one wants to buy should be worth the most points because then it gives them the people that are a chance that are willing to travel all that way, a chance to get a little bit closer. And the ones that ain't going to the ones up north and only want to go to the Tottenhams, the Chelseas, the Arsenals, let them miss out because, when they're getting out of bed at fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon after being on the piss all night. And, these people have been on the road since fucking 7 o'clock in the morning. It's not fair that they can walk in. And then you've got the people that buy them just to sell them. That there needs to be some sort of like way to stop this. I think you should get a couple of transfers, as I know. But the club have got a responsibility as well, right? The club have got a responsibility. And as I'm sort of like talking about it now, at the end of the day, it's their decision. It doesn't really affect me. I just feel sorry for some fans. I know there's fans that want to go that can't get a chance. I think they should get a chance as well. Stop selling them to the fucking corporate boxes and make them apply like the fucking rest of us do. That's another thing you should be doing.
Yeah. The thing is with a football club, mate, is that they don't really care, do they? As long as they sell out their allocation, they don't care who gets the tickets.
They should care, everyone. They should care.
No, I agree. They should care because I've noticed that they're trying to sort of fade loyal away fans that have been going for years, sort of fading them out. I've noticed that. We've seen certain people that have been going years that ain't even got a chance of getting tickets. How does that work out? We had our thing with our points. We lost a lot of points during the summer that even the ticket office couldn't explain. So we struggle to get tickets now, So it's just one of them things at the moment that they might have to sit down and look at it again. I mean, it's too late to do it now, but for next season, they need to try to change something now because
Well,
it's got.
mate, but this is what it goes into. What I'm going to say next is apparently they're having a meeting. I'm not going to name people and all this sort of thing. Like, it's an OSB matter. People can fucking report things to the OSB or whatever. But they've invited 5 people, right? Now I don't know the 5, but I know one of the 5. Yeah. They've invited 5 people from outside the OSB that can go in and have their say. And believe me when I say this guy, I've never seen him in an away game. I go to all the away games, and I've seen most people, right? I've never, ever, 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 ever bumped into this guy at away game. The reason I don't bumped into him at away game because he don't fucking go to away games.
He probably sits in the corporate like the rest of them.
No, for the Chelseas and the Tottenham and all that sort of thing. The corporate that he fucking protests that he doesn't like while he's sitting in his fucking shed. A lot of people are going to guess who it is anyway. But they're calling him as one of 5 invited members to come in and sitting on his meeting. Like, why are they letting people like that? Now, I'm not saying, like, I'll go every week, you go every week. I don't want to sit in on their fucking meetings because I've been fucking stung like that before. But there are people, right, that we see week in, week out that would like to have a say. Why has he been invited? And we're not. Because West Ham, as a fucking club, is a fucking little boys club that, the same people get invited. They're telling the same people fucking leaked information. They're telling the same people fucking, the team lineups. They're telling the same people this. They're telling the same people that. And when they want to fucking like do things like this and consult fans, they don't consult the real fans. They get this.
I could just imagine them all sitting around the table with their cigars and their cognac, like a gentleman's club, tickling each other's bollocks, telling them how great they are and all that on their forums and their fucking podcasts and their outdated stuff. And look, as we said, like we've done a lot for the club.
I've excluded myself from that position because it doesn't come with any fucking, you get pricks like this who fucking, who I'm not saying shouldn't have a say. Everyone should have a say in their club. But his opinion is not worth more than my opinion. It's not worth more than your opinion. It's not worth more than Gary Page's opinion. I don't know why they keep on calling the same people in. It's got no information to give that club that nobody else can give him, who goes away, who goes at home. He's got nothing. He don't even like the fucking ball. Well, he pretends not to like the ball. Yeah. He pretends not to like the ball. Yeah, they keep on calling him back. It's because he's someone that fucking fingers the arsehole of David Gold and David Sullivan. It's their mate and whatever, and he gets fucking invited into all these things because they want him to have to say, they want to have the majority vote and all that. They shouldn't be having says. And this is where like people like Wilson should be stepping up and doing stuff about it, but they're just as bad as him. There's
that's why I stay out of all the West Ham politics now, mate. I don't get involved. We've done our bit. We've done more in 5 meetings what half these people have done in like years of trying to do stuff. So we can hold our head up high with that, mate. But yeah, look, I'll stay out of that now. All I'll concentrate on is this channel, engaging with the fans and watching West Ham. I don't give a shit about corporate.
No, I don't care about them either, right? But it's getting to the point where it's people have to say something. They have to say something because these people shouldn't be fucking sitting around in a little boys' club. There should be other people, normal people that go to West Ham week in, week out that should have a say.
Well, they did have people normal on there. They had Nick Tucker, and they couldn't wait to screw him over and get him chucked off. They had other people on there, normal fans, that they dug up dirt and got them chucked off because they don't want people like that on these things. They want people that suck up to the board, do what they say. They want yes men, and I hope they're watching now. I hope they're watching this because I don't give 2 bollocks. What they think of us. And listen, they probably don't care what we think of them, but fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck them. All right. We've been going on quite a while.
I'll tell you what, mate. I've got one thing I want to talk to you about just quickly. I've just seen it. Well, I see it earlier. It's a bit of exciting news if it does come off. But apparently, and this might get the sort of the board in the good books of the fans again. Apparently, they're going to offer James Collins an ambassador role at West Ham.
Really?
Yeah, and maybe that's sort of their way of maybe apologising to Ginger Pele the way they let him go. And I think the fans would love that, having him back at the club. Whether he wants to take it, because I see him on Soccer AM the other week, and I know he still wants to play football. So you never know, but to have him back at the club and have his way, because you see his interview the other day, with Danny Gabidon. He's gutted about the way he left the club. He said, "There's people I've known now since I was 20 that I never got the chance to say goodbye to." So maybe it's the club's way of showing him a bit more respect than they did when they let him go. And Ginger Bellet could be back at West Ham soon.
Should he have a testimonial?
Yeah, maybe that is part of it, mate. Maybe this could all be sort of incorporated together, bringing him back as ambassador and give him a testimonial. I know it was a split 10 years at West Ham, but I think he deserves a testimonial. He deserves something.
Duvet Dancer, going back to the last sort of conversation. Come on, Nicky, it's because they feed him info and he spreads their good news. Are you surprised that you've lost priority points? Not really, mate, no. Gary Pay said he should have been doing his badges at the club. Absolutely, Gary. I agree with that. They shouldn't have let him walk out the door, if I'm honest.
Well, the thing is, on Soccer AM, he hasn't even started his badges yet because he still wants to play football. He still thinks he's good enough to play. He's had a few offers, but nothing. He's got to think of his family now. So, but I'd love to see him back at West Ham. We've met James Collins a few times, and you can see he bleeds the club. He loves the club.
Ken Irons, I'll go every away game, and I'll have to leave it for Everton at 5 a.m. But I'll be there. So unfair on people that don't miss games if points are scrapped. I don't think if they're scrapped, mate. I think the people that go week in week out should make a lot of noise. I don't think they will be scrapped. If I'm honest, they're going to talk about what they can do. Unfortunately, mate, they're asking the wrong people. Terry Butler says yes, of course, testimonial for Ginger Pele and Forever Blowing Bubble. Oh, I've already read that one. Paul McCartney says Nigel Rico got an on his dead. Apparently, Paul Ince is lined up next. Oh God,
that wouldn't surprise me, mate.
All right, mate. That's that. I think that's it.
Yeah, there's not much really to talk about. We've sort of covered. I think you got a few things off your chest, mate. You look a bit obviously stressed because of the power cut, but I think you took it out. It was like a little Jeremy Cole show. Yeah, I'm glad you got it off.
The thing is, mate, I'm trying my best to keep out of these things like publicly. West Ham.
I think it's the best thing, mate. We've done well so far this season. Just concentrate on doing what we do best.
We have to concentrate on that. But I don't want to get above my station, and I don't want to be involved in it all again and all of that sort of stuff. But I think someone has to speak up. If we've got a platform, I think we have to speak up against these people. You've got to see these people for what they are, and this little thing like boys' club that they're running. And I think people should know about it and the sort of like monopoly they've got about running and making decisions on the club. I just think it's wrong, and I think normal fans should know. Anyway,
well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you ring Moose's helpline and get it off your chest?
Yeah, I might well do that, mate. I want to know what they're going to do about it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV Live and Uncut. We'll be back again on Thursday. Of course, there's content coming up all during the week as we build up to the Crystal Palace game before the international break. So keep an eye on all of that sort of stuff. And I've got music coming up. I know you're going to have a
social. I've been invited on to JPWH UTV tomorrow night for a chat, so that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, so
he had a porn star on there last week, so he's downgrading with me on there. So I might take my top off and get my tits out for him.
Yeah. So catch Ryan on JPWH UTV, I suppose. Thank you for everyone in the chat that's got involved today. Sorry that I've got a little bit of a rant. I just had to get it off my chest.
Nah, you get it off your chest, mate. I like it when you rant.
And I think that's it for today, guys. As I said, check out all the content coming up this week. Check out the link in the description down below for the store. The t-shirts are selling well. Some of them are going to leave the store very soon. So if there's one you've been keeping an eye on, I haven't made a decision about what ones it is yet. But if there's ones you've been keeping an eye on and thinking, oh, I've been waiting for this and I've been waiting for that, go and check it out very soon because some of them are going to be leaving. So the one that you've got your eye on may leave the store. So there will be new ones coming in, of course. But please go and check them out before they're gone forever. Thank you very much for watching us once again.
Yeah, don't forget to keep subscribing as well.
Yeah, subscribe, hit the like button. It helps us out immensely. Crush and Squishy says, "Love you guys. We love you too, mate. We love all you guys."
What name was that? Crush and
Squishy.
Oh, what a name! Nibble and Sip. Nibble and Sip versus Crush and Squishy.
Yeah, Brian, we used to like wrestling, and we've had this like tag team name fucking made up for years. When we went to Bournemouth, actually.
I was just about to say that.
And we call ourselves Nibble and Sip. So if we ever get to WrestleMania, that's what we're Nibble and Sip. But we'll take on Crush and Squishy for the WWF Championships.
Fucking hell. Sometimes I wish this weren't live and you could edit things out.
Thank you very much for watching us, guys. One thing I have to say, Ryan.
Come on, you irons.